like stuff like that. That just
like
is
it's insane.
bad.
I don't agree with it. Again, I'm not defending every idea he's ever had. What I'm saying is I got to give him credit for the ideas he did have.
Sure.
And for the impact he did. And again, too, that's what I'm saying. Vince is a business genius, and that's why part of the reason why he wants the guys he does, because he has some type of superpower when it comes to seeing a guy like he has. He's got the look, pal, and them having the look, and then them being a star. Like he just was in his ego. He had very egotistical to where it would ruin booking. It would ruin a lot of stars. There were so many people that could have got over in my lifetime that never did. That just fizzled out and just was horrible. And part of that is because of John Cena, because he never put nobody over. Super Cena, he ain't never let nobody win.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
First and foremost,
That's the worst thing Vince ever did. That's the worst thing Vince ever did.
The worst.
We got
thing
9
Vince
minutes,
ever
Russell.
did
Y'all
was-
got 9 minutes to have this debate. So go ahead. I'll sit back on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you there. See.
No. I'll save that for another time, Killian. Coach,
Nah, you ain't gonna
who
sit
had
here
the worst
and
year?
you ain't gonna sit here and nah. You can't put that title, and you can't sit here and tease me into having this conversation to say
You're
never
proving my
mind.
point.
You're
You literally proving my point of the title that I put with the last take you just had. But that's neither here nor there.
Nexus, Bray Wyatt, Rusev, buried all of them. The only reason he even put CM Punk over was because he was like, "Oh my gosh, like CM Punk's actually the man." Like that was like they had to, and they almost messed that up too.
Sheamus, Edge, Randy Orton, Miz. Who else are we gonna talk about? Bray Wyatt again. Circle back to that. Bray Wyatt in the Elimination Chamber. AJ Styles.
Dude, I don't care about. I don't care about that one. He should have beat him at WrestleMania 30. Just like Rusev should have beat him at 31.
All right, okay, all right, but you're gonna discredit it now. I mean, Dolph Ziggler gave him a big feud, made big match money with him. Nobody talks about the fact that he gave R-Truth a pay-per-view match at Capital Punishment. No, I mean, like I said, he did business with everybody. You have to understand, putting somebody over and putting somebody and giving somebody the rub in your spotlight and your time are really two different things that matter. Hey, let's also talk about the fact that he walked into ECW and gave RVD the match of his life in front of the Hammerstein Ballroom crowd and gave him the WWE Championship that night.
It was the same thing with CM Punk. It was like if he wins, we riot. Like that's part of the only reason why. Because the fans are like, dude.
That's not the only reason why. John Cena could have made it out of there alive, bro. Let me tell you something.
Well, yes, obviously. That's crazy.
Let's talk about John Cena going to take a pee break so that superstars can have their moment on the WrestleMania stage. Where's the credit there?
But he's not sacrificing nothing. He's going to piss. That's a good thing to do. He's a good person, but he's not putting nobody over. He's getting somebody a spot, but he ain't putting nobody over.
On the WrestleMania stage, you get paid off of that, dog. That's money in your pocket. Otherwise, that moment wouldn't have happened. That's what I'm saying.
I don't disagree with you.
Everybody wants to point out a couple things about Cena. All he had was the 5 moves of doom. All he had was hustle, loyalty, respect. He's just a Hulk Hogan wannabe, another ripoff of Hulk Hogan. He just wanted to do things the way Hulk Hogan did it, and all these other things. And it's like, the ratings dropped the most while he was champion. Or more people left wrestling when John Cena became champion.
You're spitting facts, brother.
Those are all weak arguments. You know why? Because he didn't control the booking that happened. He also still held the company down and did more for the company at one of the worst times and worst periods when Nancy Disgrace and all them other TV pundits were hopping on every night talking about steroids, talking about people killing themselves, talking about all these bad things about wrestling and why nobody should support it. He was the reason on the marquee that people were still coming. And that's not something you cannot argue.
I mean, I can't and you're correct. He did have a point where he still sells a lot of merchandise, and he always did, and he was always a draw towards the younger demographic. I mean, It's just like any grown man that actually liked John Cena, I genuinely thought differently of them as a child. I was like, wow, you are a grown man and you're cheering for John Cena. That's crazy to me.
The only reason why, okay, so if you really want to be honest, what ended up happening to make me turn and really start cheering for John Cena was the fact that one of my best friends in college hated John Cena the most. And I really did it as an act just to get on his nerves at first. But then I really started looking around and thinking about just how great John Cena really is and just how much he's given to the wrestling business and just how much I actually appreciated him long before any of y'all ingrates appreciated him. And for those of y'all who haven't appreciated him, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Your wrestling card ought to be revoked because it's a damn crime shame the way y'all mistreat John Cena and act like he didn't give y'all some of the best years of y'all life wrestling. Come on, man.
He didn't because again do you know why he didn't? Hold on, Mike. Do you know why he didn't? Because from 2008 to 2011, I didn't watch WWE. Do you know why? Because literally from 6 years old to 9 years old, I couldn't stand it. All I watched was TNA and Ring of Honor. Literally, I watched TNA and Ring of Honor from 2008 to 2011. You know what brought me back? CM Punk. And do you know what drove me away? John Cena and Roman Reigns. And do you know what brought me back to wrestling? CM Punk and Roman Reigns. That is what brought me back. Cena drove a child away from wrestling. I did not want to watch it because I'm like, dude, this is not the wrestling I grew up on. It looks phony. When I grew up on Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, and then I see John Cena as the Super Cena, it's phony to me.
So you mean to tell me? So you mean to tell me when the Nexus attacked John Cena and beat the crap out of him and tore up the whole ring and they choked
And then
Michael
he
Cole
goes and buries them.
like that?
And he buries them, brother.
Bro, he did not bury them.
He literally Wade Bear's the only person that survived that thing.
Because the rest of them had no talent outside of Daniel Bryan. Michael Tarver, really? Really?
I mean, I don't disagree, but again, they could have. But if the group would have stayed together, there are some groups. There are some groups who are better together than separated. The Team Angle, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin are better with Kurt Angle than without him.
Bruh, let me tell you something right now. You're capping. Everybody's trying to find reasons to hate on John Cena. It's the same like they try to find reasons to hate on Caleb Williams. It's the same reason that they try to find reasons to hate on Tom Brady. Same reason they try to find reasons to hate on LeBron James, Michael Jordan, all the greats. All the greats have their naysayers and the people that try to put them down and things like that. What I'm trying to tell you is that before there was greatness on another level, there was hustle, loyalty, and respect. There was somebody that was out there standing up for the good of the world. And just because he wasn't the anti-hero and he never turned heel, y'all turned on him. Except for me. I didn't turn on him.
Because he was forced down our throats. We wanted other people, and we were not given it.
It wasn't even that y'all wanted other people. There was nobody in the freaking company that y'all really cared about. Who'd you want?
The only person I really give him credit for is literally AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, because he was like, okay, we're at a point now where there's no fans left because I drove them all away. We got to at least put somebody over.
Killian, do you not understand that Sheamus when he was going on the Great White Run,
he wasn't ready. That's where they effed up. That's where they messed up, because out of all the times you want to put a young guy over, you pick a green Sheamus.
No, I'm not. I'm talking after the WWE Championship run. I'm talking the next year after that, 2012. Sheamus was set to become the face, and John Cena was going to turn heel. And like I said, and at the last minute, Vince McMahon changed his mind on that. They were actually going to put Sheamus over as the heel, as the face of the company, and start promoting him. That's why you saw all the Great White stuff. This is after he beat Daniel Bryan for the World Championship and everything like that. They were going to move John Cena over to SmackDown, and those two were going to have a feud, and John Cena was going to turn heel. But they realized the biggest moneymaker, and this is what it comes down to in wrestling. For all our wrestling fans out there, you can book who you want to book. You can have a 5-star match in the Tokyo Dome. You can do a 3 stages of hell match. You can do a million flips. You can cut the best promo. But let me tell you something. If you aren't putting dollars down, then you will not be booked to win titles. Point blank.
And that's why it's hard. I have a confliction because, like, again, it's hard for me not to put John Cena, or at least have an idea that he's on the Mount Rushmore. It's like he's top 10 all time. At the same thing with Randy Orton. Those two it's hard to say they're not two of the 10 greatest wrestlers ever. But my point is that John Cena is not The Rock. And saying that he's better than The Rock is kind of blasphemous in the sense of wrestling. Because again, take John Cena's character, and put him in the Attitude Era and see how well he draws.
He make it.
Yeah, I'm gone.
That's crazy work. That's insane that you just said that.
He would make it. So you don't think John Cena would make it in the Attitude Era? Which version of John Cena do you not think would make it?
No, this 2007 to 2020 version of John Cena would not make it in the Attitude Era. They'd be like, get this cornball off my TV.
Bro, but
the Thugonomics version of John Cena is probably better than... It's like, it would get off better than this stuff.
But he wouldn't be booked the same in that era, bro. He wouldn't be out here talking about hustle, loyalty, and respect and all this other stuff.
That's not the John Cena we're talking about. Then that's different. That's literally, again, why he's so over now is because of Peacemaker. That's because of something how great an actor he is. He's a great actor, but the character that he has in wrestling is horrible. I do not like it. It was one of the, I can't believe.
I want you to make sure you're on the show. Our very first episode after the first of the year when John Cena re-debuts. Because I really want to hear what you got to say.
I enjoy John Cena now. I think he's great at promos. He's a good talker. And I think here, I didn't get a chance to say this too. I think John Cena won the overall promo exchanges leading up to their first Mania with the Rock. I believe that.
Sherlock. We all know that.
Well, but that's my point to where it's like, Cena's done a lot of good shit, and he's very talented. And again, he's a really good promo dude. And he draws money. And again, he never didn't have a reaction. And again, too, he has to be doing his job somewhat well, even though he's a good guy, from even someone that can't stand him to want to keep not standing him. But part of that is he's just forced. Part of that is he's just forced down my throat, and I'm a mark, and I would just keep watching wrestling till my very wits. The casuals were just gone by then. That's the thing too. Like, the last people that were cheering were the hardcores that wanted to stay, and John Cena pushed them away. And The Rock, even when The Rock people didn't like him and all this stuff, he wasn't having a mass audience leave. He wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't having a mass audience leave. You're right about that.
And toward it's just, for me, it's like John Cena sold a lot of merch, and the Make-A-Wish stuff. He's the biggest Make-A-Wish thing ever. Not even just wrestling, ever. To where you have to be pretty popular if enough kids want to do that because they believe in you, and that message had to have been pretty powerful. To where, again, he was over and he drew money. So don't get me wrong, but when it comes to wrestling and the audience, part of the reason now why he's so liked is because he got over with Peacemaker. Literally, after he did Peacemaker, dude, he came back to wrestling and people were like, I love John Cena. And people didn't realize the correlation because when he left, people hated him.
I don't agree that people hated him when he left, but I could also see how going and making such a dope show like Peacemaker would help his stock within WWE, especially. But more than anything, I think him leaving and being gone for a while, because if your one argument that's valid is that John Cena was pushed to the moon, and it got to a point where people were like, oh my God, Cena wins again. Oh my God, Cena wins again. And then finally Cena lost. And then finally Cena got manhandled by Brock Lesnar. And then finally Cena stopped showing up on your TV every week. And it got to a point where you're like, okay, well, I don't see Cena as much. Oh man, no John Cena on this Monday Night Raw. It's not bad. It's not bad. And then it got to a point where you started to appreciate John Cena. You're like, man, maybe this might have been better had John Cena, been here and things like that. So again, there comes the statement of, how can I miss you if you never leave? Once John Cena left, people started to appreciate him a lot more, which you should anyways, because he's the GOAT. But again, like I said,